In 1959, 9 experienced hikers vanished in the frozen mountains of Russia. When rescuers finally found them, the scene made no sense. Their tent had been cut open from the inside. Their bodies were scattered across the snow, some barefoot, some half-dressed, running into temperatures colder than -30 degrees, and some of them had injuries so severe. Doctors said they looked like they had been hit by a car, but there were no cars, no roads, and no signs of another person anywhere nearby. This is the mystery of the Dyatlov Pass. The group was led by a 23-year-old student named Igor Dyatlov. They were experienced hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute. Their goal was simple: complete a difficult winter trek through the Ural Mountains. It was supposed to be challenging, but not impossible. Every member of the group was trained. They had the right equipment. They knew the terrain. Before leaving, Igor told friends they would send a telegram once they returned. That message never came. Days passed, then weeks. Eventually, search teams were sent into the mountains. What they found was the first sign that something had gone terribly wrong. The hiker's tent was discovered half buried in snow on a slope, but it wasn't empty the way you'd expect. The tent had been sliced open from the inside, as if the hikers had desperately tried to escape. Their boots were still inside. Their coats were still inside, which meant the group had fled into the freezing wilderness wearing almost nothing. Rescuers followed footprints leading away from the tent. The tracks showed the hikers had walked, not run, down the slope toward a nearby forest, as if they were trying to calmly leave something behind. Under a large cedar tree, the first 2 bodies were found. They were barefoot, wearing only thin underwear. Their hands were torn and bruised, as if they had tried to climb the tree in panic. Nearby, a small fire had burned. It seemed they had tried to survive the cold. But that was only the beginning. 3 more bodies were discovered between the tree and the tent. It looked like they had attempted to return to their shelter, but never made it. Then, months later, when the snow finally melted, the remaining 4 hikers were found in a nearby ravine. Their injuries shocked investigators. One had a crushed skull. Another had massive chest fractures. Doctors said the damage was similar to a high-impact car crash. Yet strangely, their skin showed almost no external wounds. One woman was missing her tongue. Another victim was missing their eyes. Investigators tested the victims' clothing and discovered something even more disturbing. Some of the clothes showed traces of radiation. The official Soviet report eventually closed the case with a vague explanation. They said the hikers died because of a compelling natural force, but they never explained what that force was. Over the years, many theories have tried to solve the mystery. Some believe it was a secret military weapons test. Others say it could have been an avalanche, or a rare natural phenomenon called infrasound, which can cause extreme panic in humans. There are even theories about something far stranger. But after more than 60 years, no one knows for certain what happened on that mountain. 9 experienced hikers, 1 torn tent, and a frozen trail of footprints leading into the darkness. Whatever scared them that night was powerful enough to make them leave the only shelter they had, in the middle of a deadly winter storm. And whatever it was, they believed it was more dangerous than the freezing night outside.